Well, hey there and welcome to another video. Today we are doing or starting to do something very special in this channel, which is hosting some of my Master Gel Nails course students to actually teach their own thing as a tutorial or a video in this channel. And our first resident guest artist is the lovely Rachel Areola. And Rachel is the owner of Vistosa Nails now in Pennsylvania, and she takes clients. And another thing that she does is actually press on nails. So you will be able to watch her do some beautiful intricate nail art. She's a true artist, and we look forward to doing this like once a month, either with Rachel or another of our MGN grads. I hope you enjoy our guest artist series, enjoy what Rachel has prepared for you today, and look forward to these videos at least once per month. Without further ado, here's Rachel and her tutorial.
Hi, it's Rachel. Welcome back to Paola Ponce Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do raised fruit designs. When it comes to doing fruit nails, I like having fun with them and doing a mix and match design, meaning each nail is different than the other, but all share the same theme. Now these fruits are so much fun and cute. You can leave some or all of them two-dimensional because I know some clients may not like any texture, but for today's tutorial, we are focusing on 3D elements. We are going to add the raised elements by using Kokoist's non-wipe jelly top coat gel. It's super clear and cures with a high shine finish. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to quickly show you how I apply this product onto the other fruit designs that have already been done. So we are going to do the pineapple from the very beginning to the end. These are the products we are going to use for this design. Aside from the gel products, other tools you want to grab are a dotting tool with a small end, an application brush for our color gel, a long liner brush, and a handheld flash curing light. This light isn't mandatory as you can flash cure in your lamp, but it is very handy when doing intricate nail art. Let's get started. I'm going to start with applying Nail Thought's Hazelnut Creamer Tinted Base Gel. You don't have to use this specific nude shade, it's based on your preference or your client's. Another favorite shade I like to use is Baby Cakes. Let me know in the comments what your favorite tinted base gel is from Nail Thoughts. I'm always curious to see what colors or products are popular among other nail artists. Let's give that a full cure. Once that's done, I'm going to apply a second coat. And once it's nice and smooth, I'm going to give that a full cure. While that's in the lamp, let's go ahead and grab Deep Papaya. Looks like I need to order more Deep Papaya. This is the shade of yellow that I'll be using for the pineapple. When it comes to working with any colored gel, especially yellow, white, and black, you want to apply a thin layer to ensure it cures correctly. If you go in with a thick amount because the coverage looks great, you're going to run into issues because these colors don't penetrate light very well. So it might come out all wrinkly and not fully cured when it comes out of the lamp, thinking that you had fully cured the nail. So instead, don't worry if the first layer of color doesn't look great because we can go back with a second layer of color. And if that isn't good enough, we can go in with a third thin layer of color to give it the best coverage. For this design, 2 coats of Deep Papaya worked really well. And just to create a cleaner perimeter, I'm going to go in with my detailed brush to clean up the line work. Once you're happy with the shape, give that a cure. Now I'm going to apply a second coat of yellow, and I'm going to give that a full cure once I'm satisfied with the coverage. Now we are ready to move on to the next element. I'm going to use green pepper for the crown of the pineapple. I'm grabbing a palette to warm up my liner brush and to offset any gel that collects at the tip of the brush. This allows you to control the gel application or the detailed nail art a bit more. I'm going to start with placing the top of the crown in the middle of the nail. Nothing has to be perfect right now, I just want to place color where the leaves are going to be. I like to give a pineapple at least 3 leaves on both sides and 2 little leaves at the top. The leaves don't have to be perfectly symmetrical because a real pineapple isn't symmetrical. Sometimes, depending on the design of the nail, I'll grab a little bit more gel product and put it in the center. So right here, what I mean is like I'll put a decent amount of color in the middle of the pineapple crown and use the gel that's in the middle to brush it out, to bring out the color and to be able to achieve different details, such as a pointy end to the leaf. While that's curing, I'm going to grab the next color to warm up my brush. I'll be using this almond concealer for the lines on the pineapple. When I clean my detailer brush in between colors, I use a lint-free wipe and then I grab some of the color I'm going to use to saturate my brush. When doing thin lines, it's important that your brush has the color within the bristles because you want a consistent and clean line. Now that the brush is warmed up, I'm going to start painting thin lines onto the yellow section of the pineapple. I like to start in the middle because I can see if I'm going to create the right angle when drawing out these lines. After I draw each line, I do like to grab more gel product so that my bristles are filled with the color and that my line can be completed within one swift motion, because if you start a line and you have to continue it because you ran out of product within your bristles, it can be a little tricky to keep the line straight and consistent. Alrighty, right here, I'm just taking my time to evenly space out these lines. They don't have to be perfect, but I just want to make sure that they're evenly spaced as much as possible. I'm also avoiding making these squares or the spacing in between the lines too small that it's going to be a challenge to work with when we're applying the 3D elements, or too large. It's going to be a lot of gel that we're going to have to use per quadrant, and for the sake of this tutorial I just want it to be like a good medium size that's easy to work with, especially with a dotting tool. So when working on press-ons, I can easily turn the nail upside down. When working on clients, I have them turn their hand upside down so that I can see what I'm doing a bit better. This is just a personal preference, so sometimes it's just easier that way for me when it comes to doing intricate nail art. Something else to really utilize or help you out with your line work is your pinky. We use our pinkies throughout the service to control what we're doing while we're using an e-file or when we're applying color gel onto the nail, etc. But it really comes in handy when you're doing intricate nail art. You don't want to apply your weight onto your pinky. Your pinky is just there for stability, to make sure that you're not shaking and to help you place the lines or the details wherever you'd like them to go. Cute, now that the lines are all done, we're going to go ahead and give that a full cure. When it comes to doing raised fruit designs, this next step is very important. After all the details of a fruit is done, we need to apply a layer of top coat. For example, with the other fruits like this strawberry, the leaves and the yellow dots are done, and for the kiwi, we also got line work going on, dots, and a border. So once a fruit design is complete, that's when we go in with our non-wipe top coat. Both the top coat and the jelly top coat are non-wipe, meaning there is no inhibition layer that you have to wipe off after giving each product a full cure. And there is no need to apply a top coat after applying the jelly top coat because the details will get meshed together and they won't be as prominent as they should be. So this duo is perfect for 3D nail art. Let's apply the ultra glossy top coat to the pineapple. And once that's complete, we're going to give that a full cure. So like I said, both products are non-wipe and they're both top coats. So you are finished with the design regardless of if you stop your fruit design here or with the jelly top coat. I'm gonna grab the jelly top coat and the dotting tool with the small end. We're gonna pick up a small amount of gel. We're not gonna submerge our dotting tool into the pot. We wanna have as much control as possible, and by doing this, we're gonna grab a little bit, and then if we wanna add more gel or add a bigger dot to the pineapple, we can just keep adding more. It's better to start with less than it is with more because it's hard to take away product once it's been placed down onto the nail. When placing the dots down, make sure that they don't touch each other because they will seep in together and the 3D element will have to be redone. So you kind of want to take your time with placing down the dots, but also work efficiently so that the gel doesn't spread all over the nail. Flash curing is going to be your best friend in this situation. Since mistakes can happen, no worries, there's no reason to think that the whole nail design is ruined. This is why I love gel, because once something has been flash cured, it is set to go. And since we've put the top coat already onto the design, we're golden. So when placing these 3D elements, I recommend starting at the top of the design or in the middle, so when you make a mistake from one of the dots, you can just grab a lint-free wipe with some alcohol and clean it towards the edge of the nail, towards the free edge or just away from the other dots, because another problem I've run into when cleaning up my mistake and getting the alcohol onto the dots that have been flash cured, it creates a blurriness. Again, it's not the end of the world. You just want to go back to that dot that's blurry and apply more gel onto it and then give it a flash cure. Now that all of the dots have been placed, we're going to give the nail a full cure. We now have a completed nail. It is so cute, and again, there is no need to wipe off anything because both of the clear products that we used for this design are non-wipe top coats. So now I'm going to briefly show you how you can apply the same application method to the other fruit nails. These nails already have the ultra glossy top coat on them. When it comes to working with jelly top, it's best to use a long liner brush or dotting tool to add the 3D elements. The long liner brush is more versatile of both of the tools. Regardless of which fruit you decide to paint, the detail brush will help you achieve multiple 3D elements. The long bristles allow you to have more control with picking up gel, placing it onto the nail, and guiding the gel where it needs to be for the design. And again, I can't emphasize this enough, but flash curing is your best friend whenever you have to do intricate nail art. It allows you to keep details intact and move on with the design. Lastly, when using a lot of this product, like when doing the grape design, you want to flash cure each round blob. When you are ready to give the nail a full cure, use the low heat mode on your curing lamp. When the gel is curing, the molecules are going to harden and probably cause a bit of a heat spike. And what I've experienced is that the shape got lost because it seeped out and the detail was a little bit ruined. So utilize the low heat mode when using big blobs of the jelly top coat gel. Well, that concludes our tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to do raised fruit nails. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
If you want to go beyond the nail art with us and learn how to first master a beautiful foundation that is smooth and most importantly, long wearing, consider joining us inside the Master Gel Nails course. We'll take you step by step into applying beautiful natural nail overlays so that you don't have to spend any more time in frustration figuring it out yourself. You can check out the MGN course using the link in the description of this video, and you can also use our guest artist code below to save $50 off instantly. See you in the next one.